Okay, class, in this lesson, I am going to show you how to determine slope from a table. Okay, so here's our learning objective. I can determine the slope from a table. So let's take a look at an example. So here's a table of x values and y values, which represents coordinates on a graph. So the first thing to do is determine the equation for slope, and that is slope is defined as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so if we take a look at this table over here, okay, we're gonna pick an ordered pair. So let's say we pick this one and this one. Okay, so we're gonna let this be defined as x1 comma y1, and the second set as x2 comma y2. So to calculate the slope, we enter the corresponding values for y2, y1, x2, and x1. Okay, so for y2 in the numerator, that's this, and this y2 is this number 7. So we're going to write that 7 minus y1 is this y1, which corresponds to 3, okay, because it's under the y column. So now it's going to be 7 minus 3 divided by x2, which is this x2, which corresponds to this 3 because it's under the x column. So we're going to add 3, I'm going to write 3 minus x1. Okay, x1. Well, where's x1? That's right here. This is x1, which corresponds to the number 1 here under the x column. So we're going to write 1. Okay, once you have that, then we can calculate the numerator. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4 divided by 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. Then 4 divided by 2 simplifies to 2. So our slope from this graph, from this chart, is equal to 2. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Let's say the chart looks like this. Okay, so now this chart is horizontal, but everything still remains the same. The top row are my x values, and then the bottom row are my y values. Okay, so to determine the slope from this chart, the equation is still the same. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so now we need to identify two ordered pairs. Okay, so let's say we're going to pick this one and this one. So here we have our x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug in the equation. So my slope is equal to my y2, which is this y2, which corresponds to 12, because this is in my this is my y. It's in the row labeled by y. Okay, so then we write 12 minus We need to find y1. This is my y1, which corresponds to this 4, because it's in the row labeled by y. Okay, so then we write minus 4 divided by, now we got to find x2. Well, that's right here. My x2 corresponds to this number, 8, because it's in the row labeled by x. So I'm going to write 8 minus x1. So this x1 refers to this x1, and this x1 corresponds to this 4 because it's in the row labeled by x. Okay, so we write 4. And now we can simplify. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. And then the denominator, 8 minus 4 is 4. And 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. So our slope here, coincidentally, is equal to 2 again. Okay, hopefully that made sense to you. If any of this was not clear, please go back to the beginning of the recording and listen to this again. Thank you.